Hi, everybody. We're studying the seventh parak of Masechta Brachot. We're starting on Daf Mem Hey Amud Aleph, and it's called Shlosha She'ochlu. And the Mishnah is going to tell us about when three men sit together to have a meal, they are chayav to bench with a mezuman, that they have to say grace after meals with three people. And the Mishnah begins, Shlosha She'ochlu ke'achat, when three people eat together ka'achat, like one group, chiyavin lezamein, they are required, obligated to make a mizun. Now what happens? Ochal demai, they eat demai, their meal consists of demai. Demai means we're not sure if Meiser Rishon, if the Levi's portion was given by the owner, that's called demai. We have a suffix. A majority of people did give Meiser Rishon, but there's a minority. If they had their meal and they ate demai, or Meiser Rishon shenidla trumato. A Levi ate his meal, he ate his Meiser Rishon, he took it before the produce was processed, which allows him to take his portion shenidla trumaso before the Kohen gets his truma. Meaning, once the grain is processed, the Kohen goes first, he takes his 1/50th, and then the owner gives the Levi his 1/10th. But if I just gathered up all my produce from the field, I didn't process it yet, the Levi can come, halachically it's not the best thing, but he can come and snatch his Meiser Rishon before the truma, before the balabayit, the owner, separated the Kohen's portion. Good, so they ate a meal of Meiser Rishon before the Truma was separated. Umeiser Sheni, vehegdesh shenitfetu. What happened? A person ate his Meiser Sheni, so the way it works is a Kohen gets his portion of a person's field or produce, then Meiser Rishon, a Levi gets his portion. Then whatever's left over, the owner has to take Meiser, 1/10 of what's left over, called Meiser Sheni, of the field, and he has to eat that in Yerushalayim. Now, if it's too much, he will redeem that on a silver coin with an image. When he gets to Yerushalayim, he's going to take that silver coin and buy food, and that food is going to be his Meiser Sheni, and he must eat it within the confines of the walls of Yerushalayim. But because he's, for the convenience of transferring the money onto the silver coin, that when he now uses the silver coin in Yerushalayim, he has to add on a 20% value added tax on his amount of food. So if his food was $100, it's not going to have to spend $120, an added fifth. And that's, so what happens if a person, three people ate Meiser Sheni in Yerushalayim, vehegdesh shenitfetu, and it was redeemed on the proper coin, but they didn't add the fifth. The hashamash, or the waiter, the attendant, who was serving the people, sha'achal kizayas, he ate a meal with these other guys, and he made the third person in the group. V'hakusi, someone who converted out of fear, called the kusim, and he was part of one of the people of the zimun, mizamin alav. They can make a zimun. These are all cases, all categories, which are okay to have a zimun after they eat their meal. However, aval tevel, but if they ate a meal consisting of tevel means produce that no Meiser Rishon, no truma was given, and it is forbidden for a Jew to eat from his produce until the Kohen and Levi get their portion. So it's called tevel. So if their meal was eaten and it contained tevel, Meiser Rishon, or the Levi ate his Meiser Rishon, but it was after the food was already processed when he took his Meiser Rishon, shelo nitla trumaso, and the Kohen had not taken his truma yet, so the Levi was forbidden to take that Meiser Rishon. So this is sort of like forbidden, you made a meal on forbidden food. Meiser Sheni, or you ate Meiser Sheni, vehegdesh, and it was redeemed, but shelo nitfetu, but you didn't redeem it on a proper coin. So you took a coin, it didn't have a silver, we're going to talk about it, didn't have an image on it, therefore it wasn't redeemed correctly. The hashamas, or the attendant, she'achol pochet mikazayit, he ate with the group, but he ate less than a kazayit, than the proper amount of food. Vahanachri, or a non-Jew, wants to eat as part of, join this group to make the third person, ein mizamen alav. In all these cases, one cannot be part of Mezuman. They ate Tevel, they ate Meiser Rishon before the Kohen, the Levi ate his Meiser Rishon before the Kohen got his portion, or a person ate his Meiser Sheni and he didn't redeem it properly, or the waiter ate less than the prior amount, or a non-Jew. None of these people can be included in the Zuman. Ein Mezamen alav. You can't count them. Now, the Mishnah continues, Nashim, women, Va'avadim, and slaves, non-Jewish slaves, we'll talk about that later, not that they're full non-Jews, meaning when a person has a eved, a slave, a servant that is non-Jewish, they have to keep certain mitzvot, and at the end of the year, if they don't want to do fully conversion, you have to let them go. But they have they have the same status as a woman, Jewish woman, ukitanim, or minors. Ein mizamen aleihem. They cannot be included in your zimun. Ad kama mizamnin. Now, what's the food, the minimum required amount of food to make a mizumin? Ad kazayas, at least the size of an olive. If they eat at least the size of an olive of bread, they can be part of the zimun. Rabbi Yehuda Omer ad kebetza. Rabbi Yehuda says no, it has to be the size, the amount of at least an egg. Okay, so this is our first Mishnah. Please make sure you complete the Hasbar and summarize the Mishnah in your own words and specifically each category.